Come on, babe. Questions. Just one thing you've always
No, I'm
wanted to know
trying to
about
think
Gilbert.
about. I don't really care.
What about you, George?
Yeah, I already know you don't care.
No, I do care. No, I will do it then.
No, man.
No, yeah.
I'm on your side. Be
No,
you.
let me know.
As soon
I
as
want to
you're
be
fake
me.
with
This
me-
is me. No, this is real. All right.
Oh my gosh.
Have you ever had a spiritual awakening?
Yes.
When?
I would say almost like there's a time when I think when my grandma passed away, like a long time ago, and then I just go to church for whatever reason, didn't believe in it, but then
Don't do that.
I saw her move.
No, be real.
No, man.
Oh,
I haven't had a real awakening like that.
you never had a spiritual awakening.
I mean, I've
What
experienced things that
even
are
is
like
that?
You don't even know what it is. I mean,
Like, I go through moments in my life where I feel like something is churning on the inside. Things are, and I feel like I'm changing. Like, I feel like I notice my head is changing. Is that a spiritual awakening where I come out of it feeling a little bit more, little clearer?
no.
I'll say
it's
this. Go ahead.
It's a physical,
Metaphysical.
life-altering experience. It's the first one I ever had, right, was when I was 17 years old. I hadn't gone to school for a month. My parents and I were fighting. I was doing drugs every day. It was terrible. I stole money. And one morning, my mom woke up and she's like, "You're going to school." She grabs me by my hair. She drags me. And at this point in my life, I have no future. I don't want to live. I just don't want to be in this life. I'm just suffering every day, and I
Spiritual awakening.
right, there we go. That was the Lord.
That was it.
And she drags me by my hair. I get in the car, and there's a street called Martin Coit, and it's like this long, really steep hill that goes on for a half a mile, because we lived on like a mountain, a hilltop, and she had a red Camaro. I don't know if you know that, and she's driving down as fast as she can to get me to school, and I just open up the door and I roll out. Like in that
Lady Bird?
Like Lady Bird.
Yeah, you
roll
told me.
out?
You told me that scene was exactly the way you rolled out of the car.
Yeah, I rolled out, and then I didn't break any bones, but I was scraped and bruised, and I could see my mom doing a U-turn, screaming, and now where I rolled out, there was a field, and I ran across the field, and it's one of those unkept fields where there's like a lot of like holes and bumpy, My mom starts driving on it to chase me, and I'm running, and I trip, and I fall on my stomach. There's dirt in my face. I'm sweating, crying, and just like, as I'm laying there, a sensation went over my body, a feeling that I've never felt before, which was, you're going to be okay. Your life is about to change. And this is something great's gonna happen. And it was not a light. It felt like the whole, that sky just shot with light.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
And there was a warmth and a hope that I'd never felt before. And I thought that it was God. I thought it was God. And then I got in the car and I'm crying, and my mom was crying, like, why you want to kill yourself? You know what I mean? And I said, I need to go to another rehab. I want to go to the McDonald's Center.
Maybe that fall kind of like shook you
Wake up.
into waking. Kind of shook you awake.
Yeah, no, I think that I honestly believe that, because what happened was I went to the McDonald's Center and met Dan Irwin at that, the Korean dude.
Korean guy adopted.
And the reason why it was weird, the reason why I met Dan Irwin was because once I got into the rehab, my whole argument, because I'm very argumentative, and I would scream. There was this other kid named John Bosonic. And
real
he's-
name?
That's a
Yeah,
great
Bosonic.
name.
Yeah, John
Damn.
Bosonic.
Ooh.
John Bosonic was one of the funniest dudes. You know, when you go to a meeting, you go, "Hi, I'm Bob. I'm an alcoholic," and everyone goes, "Hi, Bob." Right? John Bosonic used to do this. "Hi, and he used to pull his legs up and fart. Right? And then like the counselor would like, like grab him, right?
Yeah.
And I would just be in tears, crying, right? And they would say John Bosonic and Bobby they're not gonna get sober.
Oh my gosh.
Dude, 3 years ago, I'm in New Mexico. Not New Mexico. I was in a casino, maybe in New Mexico. Yeah, New Mexico. In the front row was John Bosonic.
Wow.
Still sober.
Wow.
Still sober.
Great story.
But anyway, still sober. But anyway, when I got in the rehab, I remember John Bosonic used to do that, and then my thing was, there are no Asians. We don't do this. I look around. It's all you whites, some blacks, a couple of Mexicans, but there's never Asians. And the counselor, well, Bobby, it's not a race. Every human being has alcoholism and drug,
Yeah.
And I go, it's cultural and whatever. And then one day, I get a knock on the door, and he's like, "There's someone in the lobby to see you." I look out, and Dan at the time, imagine this: he's a tall, fully Korean-looking dude, right? But this is in the '80s. This is in 1988. Okay, so imagine 1988, a Korean dude with tattoos. Now you didn't see in '88. You didn't see, especially in the suburbs, anyone with tattoos. Mm-hmm. He had tattoos to his wrist, and he was older, like probably I don't know. He had white hair, but long to his shoulders, and he was lean, and he just stood there in the lobby, and he goes, "I'm Dan." "Oh, what's up?" He looked like Mortal Kombat.
Liu Kang?
Liu Kang, like he was gonna rip my spine out of my body,
Fatality.
and finish me.
Friendship.
Finish him.
Right? And he just says, "I'm your sponsor." And I go, "Okay." And that dude changed my life. When I got out of that place, imagine being in high school, right? You have to go to school Monday through Friday, right? And with me, because I missed so much school, I've talked about this before. I had a 0 period, a lunch period, and Dan made me do 9 meetings a week.
Wow.
Right? So Friday night, I'd go to a men's meeting. Saturday morning, I'd wake up and go to another men's meeting. And I would go on retreats and do meditations and do all kinds of stuff. And this is my junior year in high school. So I believe that spiritual awakening brought me, and then the only reason why, let's just listen to this, right? The only reason why I did stand-up was because now I went to the McDonald's Center, which was in La Jolla, okay? And that's where the only Comedy Store is, La Jolla, right? And the only reason why I moved after high school to La Jolla was because that's where I got sober, right? And then the only job I can get with some guy from AA was work at this coffee shop next to, and that's how I met, what's his name, Mike Halloran.
I remember Mike.
And then the coffee shop closed, and I went next door to get a job, which is the comedy store. So I just feel like everything was interconnected from me jumping out of my mom's car.
Jeez.
Right? So you can look at it as, coincidences, right? But I don't know in what way. Also, I met the founder of the Groundlings. Okay. Why does the name slip my
I forget who it is.
Gary Austin. I met Gary Austin because I met a dude, in meetings, and he goes, "I know this guy Gary Austin started the Groundlings." He goes, "This is when I was 19, before I even thought about doing comedy." And he goes, I have this little workshop, and Gary's gonna do like a little improv class, right?" And so I gave him money and I did it. And so I met Gary Austin, where I met that girl from Facts of Life, and they all did it. But here's the thing: when I went to LA to take his LA classes in Burbank, I was 20, and This is crazy. This actually happened. We were at Jerry's Deli. I'm 20 years old. I don't know anything about show business. I've never done stand up at the time. And we were eating dinner after one of his classes at Jerry's Deli. And I'm shy and small and I don't know LA. I think I'm so intimidated. All of it's daunting, right? And we're sitting there and Gary goes, well, what else, do you do? I go, well, I play the piano a little bit. He goes, when I asked you, a couple of weeks ago in class, you didn't mention it. I go, I'm shy. And he says to me this, and I swear to God he did this. He goes, you know what? Announce to this whole restaurant that you play the piano, and in 10 years, you'll be on the Tonight Show. I go, doing what?
Playing the piano.
And he goes, I don't know, but I'm telling you right now that that's going to happen. So I stood up and I screamed as loud as I could, I play the piano.
What was the feeling?
The whole restaurant applauded. Right? Sat down. 10 years later, I did Leno.
Was it really 10 years?
10 years. I did Leno.
Damn.
Because 20, I did it when I was 30.
That all makes sense now. Why you punked Juliana to when we're having dinner at a public place and she's so shy.
We were at Roscoe's and he kept saying,
And
do
you
the
were
monologue.
do the monologue now.
From A Few Good Men.
From A Few Good Men. And you make her, you want her to do the monologue from A Few Good Men. That's why.
Yeah, he taught me, right, to get out of, who cares? It's society. They have these rules. You're in this prison in your mind. Get out. And he got me out. And, he passed. And I haven't seen him in so long, probably 20 years.
Wow.
But he was one of the first dudes that I met that introduced me to that world, And then it took me 3 more years to do stand up.